Which is your favourite nickname that Trump's given you so far? Is it Ron DeSanctimonious or Meatball Ron?
Well, I can't.
I think even he went off Meatball Ron.
I can't. I don't know how to spell DeSanctimonious. I don't really know what it means, but I kind of like it's long. It's got a lot of vowels. I mean, so we'd go with that. That's fine. You can call me whatever you want. I mean, just as long as you also call me a winner.
As long as you call me a winner. Okay, and let's make something else perfectly clear. Ron DeSantis went to Yale and Harvard. He knows how to spell the word sanctimonious, but because he thinks his base is stupid and he wants to be relatable, he is pretending that he's an idiot. Think about that for a moment. Ron DeSantis wants to make himself seem stupid so that his voters will relate to him. If that is not the biggest slap in the face to his own voters, I don't know what is. I've said it before and I'll say it again. No one has more contempt for their own supporters than Republicans. But going back to the crux of DeSantis' argument that you can call him whatever you want so long as you call him a winner. And he's been trying to present himself to Republicans as the guy who gets stuff done. But the problem is that all he's getting done are checking off culture war boxes to pander to the farthest right elements of his base. Ron DeSantis' administration signed Florida's Don't Say Gay law, prohibiting the acknowledgement of the existence of LGBT Americans in primary school classrooms. He banned localities from enacting pandemic mitigation measures and has attacked schools that implemented mask mandates. He's overseen the banning of books from Florida schools. His administration blocked the new AP course on African American studies from being taught in Florida classrooms, saying that it violated state law and was historically inaccurate. Now, of course, it only violated state law because of a law that DeSantis himself signed only a year earlier that restricts race-based analysis in schools. And that bill, HB 7, the so-called individual freedom measure, bans educators from teaching certain topics related to race and is designed to purportedly prevent teachers from making students feel guilt or shame about their race because of historical events, which, to be clear, is not how learning works. And yet, as a result, to align with this law, College Board, which runs the advanced placement program, purged the names of black writers and scholars associated with critical race theory, the queer experience and black feminism, and Black Lives Matter. Although it did add one topic, black conservatism. Because, as we all know, why focus on black writers and scholars and an entire black movement when you can focus on the very prominent topic of black conservatism? Yeah, no, it makes total sense. And so DeSantis' goal here is to use his majorities in the legislature, which of course he got through extreme gerrymandering thanks to a map that he himself introduced, to pass his laundry list of culture war priorities. And then of course he'll turn around and point to those accomplishments as proof that he's able to notch wins. But A, he got those wins through his own gerrymander, and B, they're not wins, they're just Republican culture war mad libs. No one's life is fundamentally improved by preventing a teacher from acknowledging the existence of LGBT Americans. No one's made safer by preventing schools from imposing mask mandates. No one is smarter by not having learned about history as it actually happened. The only difference here is that Ron DeSantis was able to leverage his position as governor to get cable hits on Fox, an entire state legislature whose sole function is to prop up its executive. It's like the whole GOP exists to coddle its authoritarian rulers. And it really does go to show how the whole point of the Republican Party is to find some culture war, any culture war, because that's the only way that Republicans can win elections. Obviously, they're not in office to lower costs or build up the middle class or add jobs or upgrade our infrastructure. They're not there to cap out-of-pocket healthcare costs or expand rural broadband. They're not there to protect sick veterans. They're not there to combat the effects of climate change or lower the deficit, because they've done none of that, and the Democrats did all of it. Republicans are there to gin up arbitrary culture wars that'll rile up their base. That's it. They're there to collect a paycheck by getting their voters scared or enraged about the stupidest shit you could possibly imagine. And that's a generous interpretation of what it is. Here's just a small sampling of the culture war issues that we've had to contend with over the years.
Last year, the coffee cup Starbucks used had a little wintry design on it. Nothing directly associated with Christmas, just a pleasant little image. This year, the cup is just red, no design.
Now the news that he was raised a Muslim, Barack Obama, raised as a Muslim. This is huge.
Pearl Bailey and Cab Calloway did an all-black version of Hello, Dolly. There were not riots in Broadway. It didn't matter. People can interchange. That's fine. My problem is they tried to whip up racial hatred, I guess to draw attention to this project.
What was actually happening at this school district that made you have to dress up as a cat to prove your point?
Well, first of all, Jesse, I'd like you to not misspecies me. I'd like to be addressed as a cat for the entirety of this video, of course.
Of course.
So
I apologize.
This was the point that I was trying to make as a cat was that, I mean, obviously, you can't just identify as whatever you want, and you can't demand that other people identify you as whatever you want.
Woke M&Ms have returned. The green M&M got her boots back, but apparently is now a lesbian, maybe? And there's also a plus-sized, obese purple M&M. So we're going to cover that, of course.
All right, I'm going to have your basic cheddar cheeseburger, medium well. I just want mustard, no ketchup. If you got like a spicy mustard or something like that, or a Dijon mustard, something like that.
All right, Dijon mustard. And I hope you enjoyed that fancy burger, Mr. President.
So the Xbox itself is programmed to be green aware, not to really be green. So it's kind of like Al Gore. It is aware of the environment, but it's not really doing anything about it.
I do not like the treatment of Dr. Seuss. I don't like it in a house with a mouse. I don't like it with a box with a fox. I don't like it here or there. Bill Hemmer, I don't like this anywhere.
Lego is going woke. The company unveiling a range of new characters in the effort to be more inclusive. Lego says the new characters will promote diversity and understanding. Some will have anxiety issues. I don't know how you show that. One will have a missing limb, another Down syndrome.
And so this is what they do. And the fact is, this is what they need to do, because if not for distracting you with this bullshit, then what else do they have? They stand for tax cuts for millionaires, pretending climate change doesn't exist, coddling fossil fuel companies, and facilitating the proliferation of guns across the country. You think any of that's going to win them elections at scale? Of course not. They need these culture wars because they use them as a tool to distract their base. And so their grievance politics keeps everyone else unfocused on the fact that their actual policy agenda is solely meant to keep the donor class fat and happy. And so in a way, Ron DeSantis isn't some move away from the establishment, he is a continuation of exactly the same type of politics that Republicans have been employing for decades. A politics that is predicated on treating their own base like idiots while pandering to the wealthy and well-connected. So be on the lookout for Ron DeSantis to continue dumbing himself down to better connect with an audience that he is clearly contemptuous of. Before long, I'm sure we'll start to hear a folksy accent, and even for him to start taking cheap shots at cities. For example, he wrote in his memoir, "I was geographically raised in Tampa Bay, but culturally my upbringing reflected the working class communities in Western Pennsylvania and Northeast Ohio. From weekly church attendance to the expectation that one would earn his keep, this made me God-fearing, hardworking, and America-loving." So yeah, if you can read that and still not see that Ron DeSantis thinks that his supporters are idiots, then you're just not paying attention. Before you go, a quick announcement. I've started a Spanish YouTube channel. Democrats desperately need to be able to appeal to Spanish-speaking audiences, so this is me doing my part. To help that channel get going in the algorithm so that we can finally start spreading our progressive message and breaking the conservative stranglehold on Spanish-speaking media, please subscribe and watch a few videos. The link to that channel, called Brian Tyler Cohen Espanol, is right here on this screen. And of course, to see more of my content in English, make sure to subscribe to this channel as well. The link is also right here on this screen. Thanks so much for watching.